I need to grow my email list and I'm stuck. What the heck do I do? Coming up right now on the Rise to the Top podcast. And welcome, my friends. It's your great and good friend, David Sitemargar. Welcome to the Rise to the Top podcast. And taking on a very kind of common situation today, which is growing your email list, right? So Victoria Maskell is one of my Create Awesome Online Courses students, and she is stuck right now, right? And this is a very common thing, is she's stuck in growing her email list as she's moving forward in creating and wanting to launch her online course. So I said, instead of me just coming on here and spewing some list building advice and tips and things like that, why don't we have Victoria come on the show today and let's just completely dissect her situation and give her advice and tips for growing her email list. And I guarantee you, as you listen to this, and I don't care if you're a beginner or intermediate, advanced, you've got a small email list, no email list, a ginormous email list, you are going to pick up some huge insights from this coaching call today on the Rise to the Top, because it's not just about growing an email list. We're going to have to set the foundation. We're going to have to create the house. We're going to have to figure out a lot of other things first. And you'll be amazed at the clarity that she has, and I bet you will have by the end of today's episode. So without further ado, let's go over the pond, over to England, and let's bring on Victoria. All right, my friends. So I am joined now by Victoria. Welcome, Victoria. How are you?
I am doing so well, thank you. I'm so excited for this episode.
I am excited to have you. And by the way, I'm going to just go from the accent just so that I don't think that you're from the United States. I could be wrong.
You're a detective. I am not from the United States, sadly.
Okay, where are you coming at from us today?
So I'm in a little place called Cambridgeshire in the UK. Okay,
love it. And you were saying, it was funny, you had to go to what? Your parents' house to get good Wi-Fi today?
Yeah, it's really sad. They live in the middle of nowhere, but they have amazing Wi-Fi. I'm in a built-up area and I can't do anything with my Wi-Fi. So I've driven over to their house, I've taken over their office, and that's where I'm coming to you from.
I love it. Listen, when there's a will, there's a way. So looking forward to helping out here today. And what I like to do is kind of start with just some context before we get even into your kind of specific questions and wherever I can add some insights. Let's get into a little bit of context kind of about you, about Victoria, about who you are and what you do. So can you just kind of give me the Cliff's Notes-ish version, anything that you think would be important?
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you the quick rundown. Yeah, so I am a mindset coach. I'm also a psychotherapist and a BWRT practitioner. So I spend my days with one-to-one coaching clients. So I work with female coaches and we work on all things from, barriers to success and limiting beliefs and things that are preventing them from moving their business forward, because I am an absolute lover of everything to do with psychology. I did my degree in the UK, Nottingham University, in psychology and cognitive neuroscience, and I was literally hooked from day one. So I use neuroscience and mindset principles with my coaches. And then, as I said, I'm also a psychotherapist. So I see private clients from, for anything from someone who has a phobia of oranges. Yes, a phobia of oranges.
Wow, that's a unique one. I got to say, that's probably not my phobia, but I'm sure it's somebody's.
It's somebody's. Fear is fear, right? From things like, relationship problems, or actually one of my favorite things to work with is people who have got goals, but they're procrastinating, or they don't believe that their success is possible for them. And, mindset work and using these neuroscience practices is just amazing at helping them see that things are possible and removing these barriers and these beliefs literally from their neural networks. I mean, I could talk about BWRT forever, but that's what I do in a nutshell.
Okay, I love it. So it's very clear, which I love. It's not, it's not something, I think a challenge a lot of times with people is trying to answer that question. Do you know what I mean? Is a lot of times that could be an answer, and that was very clear. I mean, I just got a good idea of who you serve, how you serve them. That's awesome. Now, let's talk courses. Let's talk course. So before we even talk about your course, which I believe your course is your course done now, or are you still working on it?
Well, procrastination, I really should take my own advice on this a little bit. So my course is done in that it is scripted, it is ready, but I am slightly holding back on the final kind of finishing touches because of the things we're going to talk about today, the growing my email list, how to launch it. So I would say it's 90% done.
Okay, 90% done. So let's talk about big picture here, because before we get into kind of the micro of all the things that I'm going to try to help with today, is I think it's good to have, and you know this from being a mindset coach too, right? Is a very strong why, right? And a reason. And I'm curious, as we kind of dive into this, for you personally, what's the appeal of online courses? Why is this important for you to get right and to help build your business?
Yeah, great question. Well, what I suppose I didn't say in the intro is that my background before I took my psychotherapy and my mindset coaching full time is that I was a teacher. So I absolutely love talking, teaching, educating. And for me, it was just such a natural strand as part of my business. So that's why I'd always thought I wanted to develop a course. I wanted to make something that was evergreen, that could help people whilst I was sleeping. I love that idea that I can be asleep and someone could be listening to my videos or my workbooks and actually being helped and moved forward whilst I'm asleep. I just think that's such a cool idea. Yeah, so that's kind of where it comes from. This idea of I can't be everywhere at the same time. I would love to help millions of people, but online courses allow you to get to people that can't come to my one-to-one practice, or, time zone problems. They can't have one-to-one sessions with me. They get to access all this great content, and I get to do some teaching, which I also love.
Love it. Yeah, and that's a very strong why. Now, question on that too is, and it's funny because as you probably know from coaching your clients, is that sometimes they'll have like a very specific issue, but then you have to like work at big things first before we even get there, right? Is with your course, do you see this, and you might not know the answer to this, this is not a leading question. So do you view this as something where it's going to be kind of a supplemental on the income side? Is it on the business side? Is this more of a, like, kind of, it could supplement your thing? Do you see yourself as kind of still wanting to do your one-on-one coaching? It might be both. You don't know where it might go. Do you kind of vision it one way or the other? Because it seems like you also enjoy your one-on-one coaching.
Yes, definitely. I think one of the things I've worked on myself is I used to tell myself that I wasn't business minded. So I hold my hands up. It's something I'm working on. But the way I see it is I want to be able to do both. I don't want to be that frantic entrepreneur who's getting up at 4 to be able to fit in all the clients and doing all the other stuff, because that doesn't help me and it doesn't help my clients. But long term, I would love to have both. I'd love to still see one-to-one clients, but also have this course that can reach so many more people than I can see myself.
Right. And you also wouldn't necessarily have the pressure of, packing a day with clients, or, you could kind of be, not that you have any bad clients, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not that you do, but I'm saying like, if there was, you could be very selective if you wanted to, if you also had a supplementary income or being able to productize your knowledge, right? You could be able to be much choosier. Say, hey, I only want to see clients on Tuesdays, right? You could do that if you so want. So that's great. I mean, that's a really good reason why. Now let's talk about the course itself. Then we'll get into all the kind of marketing, list building, and things like that. So tell me about the course and who it serves and what it does and all that kind of jazz.
Okay, cool. So the course itself is all based around money abundance. So the idea is it's about unleashing your inner money abundance. And the way I am phrasing it is to do with your inner fairy godmother. So I believe that we've all got this fairy godmother, this inner superpower, but so many of us just don't know how to tap into it. So the course is all about getting people who are stuck, who are frustrated, who are trying to increase their incomes, but they're not getting anywhere. And it's getting them unstuck, removing all of that, the limiting beliefs, those self-sabotaging thoughts, and helping them to 10x their results, whatever that might be. So for someone, it might be that they think they can't have a 5K week. Someone else might think, they can't have a 7-figure business, but it's doing it all from a mindset perspective, because I just truly believe that, I know everyone quotes different numbers, but hey, let's say 90% of success is down to mindset. And even people who've worked on their mindset still have these nasty little kind of gremlins, these subconscious, self-sabotaging, limiting beliefs. And my course is all about getting rid of all of that related to money and getting them in a position where they are able to just welcome that wealth and welcome the abundance.
Okay, interesting. So a couple of things on this. Number one, so I'm assuming that this is designed then for these female coaches who are like your clients and potential clients, right?
Yeah. So that was going to be one of my questions. But yeah, the way I'm envisaging it now is female entrepreneurs, female coaches.
Okay, Guy. And what was the question related to that?
Just that my concern was, have I niched down enough? Have I been too broad? That kind of thing.
Well, it's interesting. So one of the things, as you know, we talk about a lot in Create Awesome Online courses is that the most successful courses have essentially a vision or a roadmap, right? That takes people from where they're at now to something very tangible in a result, right? Now, you're in an interesting case because you're a mindset coach, right? And so there's interesting things that could happen with that. But I'm curious, first of all, I think female coaches, I mean, that's your client base. That to me makes perfect sense. I mean, are you thinking that's too broad still?
Yeah, I suppose it's that. I don't know if other people experience this, but when you're creating a course, you have to rein yourself in, because I keep thinking, oh, but I want to help everyone. And I know that's not you serve no one if you try and help everyone. So that's why I thought female coaches. I didn't know if it should be female entrepreneurs rather than just being specific to the coaching industry. But I still think that's my main area. My main business is coaching. So yeah, I think gut instinct is stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my opinion on it. And your clients are female coaches, right?
Yes, yeah.
I mean, this is a no-brainer. So yeah, I think, and by the way, that's a very common trap, if you will, is thinking, well, you know what? I could serve this really specific market that I know really well and I could totally rock out. But what about I also want to serve monkeys, and I want to serve construction workers, and I want to serve athletes too, right? So the thing is, female coaches, that's your jam. That's where I would stay in. And a good kind of tip on that is, as you record and as you do your marketing materials, and this all relates to what we're going to really dive into, which is, I know, list building, but this all is very important stuff, is you really have to pick out even just one to three of those perfect clients that this would be for, and you just need to write this course for them.
Yeah, that's great advice.
That's it.
That.
I mean, you're like picture here's Sally, and Sally came to you and she was a mess with this and that. You have to picture these perfect people. You know how they talk. You know how they speak. When you're a coach, which you are, and you also have that great background that you've had as teaching all these things, you are at a massive advantage here, Victoria. Like a ridiculous one. Okay? Like you have a little cape on. You just got to recognize the cape, because the thing is, not that everyone else can't get there, but you already have these great advantages of, you already have a paying client base. You have this great background. You have a specific topic. So you have a specific audience. It's just putting these pieces together. Do you know what I mean? And not talking yourself out of it and saying, well, maybe we'll just go super broad, right? So don't do that. You need to stay in that niche. And this is going to be very important as we talk about list building, because you're only going to speak to those people, and everyone else, who cares?
Yeah, do you know what? Just you saying that, it's like we're having a little coaching session here. I just feel like that has been the reason why I've been procrastinating, because I've been kind of thinking, oh, well, I shouldn't maybe use the word coach, because what if someone is I don't know, has a business but still wants to build? And no, I need to keep laser focused. Coach.
Yeah, get a tattoo of coach and stick it in there. Yeah, because that's exactly right. Because what you want at the end of the day, though, seriously, is you want people to look at this and be like, oh my God, she's talking to me. Right? And everyone else, it doesn't really matter. Like, meaning, like, you're either going to have people that you're going to repel, which who cares, right? Everyone's got people that they repel. And then you also have people that are just kind of like meh in the middle. You don't really care about those either, right? You want the people that are like, oh my God, Victoria is talking. She's my jam. I totally resonate with her. It's like she wrote this just for me. And so the more specific you can get, so coach is perfect with that. Now, on the outcome of the course, and this is going to relate a lot to our free giveaway and the list building and things like that too. What do you vision for that? Because this is the one thing I want to make sure we're clear on too, is that, person X comes into the course, you can give her a name, and they've got these limiting roadblocks of money when they come in. They're worried they can't make whatever, this or that. Where do you see where they're starting at? And if they follow all your advice, where are they at the end of this course?
Okay, great question. I see them, I suppose there's two things here. I see them as coming in with their own coaching business, but not meeting their income goals. Now, at the moment, that might be that they're not having any clients, or it might be that they've got 5 clients, but they want 50. Again, I don't know if that's being too broad, but they're not making the money they want. They're not making the money that they are feeling that they should be making as a coach because they've entered into this business. At the end of the course, money is their best friend. They accept it, they welcome it, they no longer feel a bit icky asking about money. Sales conversations are just easy because they can just see that money is an energy exchange. And as the real end result, they are hitting their income goals.
Okay, so how you just explained that was 1,000% better than the way you explained it 10 minutes ago.
Because I'm talking about the results.
Yes, because you were not only were you talking about results, you were talking about your exact target audience too. Like, you're a coach. Like, I'm sitting here and picturing myself as, not that I'm a female coach, but I'm picturing myself. I'll put a little wig on and some makeup. We'll have a good day, right? But I'm picturing myself here and I'm like, oh my God, if this was me, that makes perfect sense. Because when you first described it, it was very general. It's like, you've got mindset and money blocks, and we're going to try to remove those, right? And I'm like, I don't really know what that means, right? But now you just said that you're a female coach. You're not hitting your income goals. Maybe it's but it's less about, you know what to do, but there's a barrier there. It's a mindset problem. It's a you think you're not good at whatever it might be. What if money became effortless? That's the goal of this training.
Exactly. And I can feel how that is so much better, because before I was describing it as if it was for kind of anyone who was an entrepreneur. But that's wrong. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, we could hit stop and end it. We'd have a win. We have much more to talk about. I'm saying just that right there is going to be a 100% game changer for you. I can tell you beyond a doubt. Because just speaking like that, like, even go back to this when you're kind of working on marketing materials and different things and listen to the way you described it right there. Because I'm telling you, that makes perfect sense, and that's going to resonate with your target market.
Love it. Thank you so much. I have made a few quick notes, so I will get on that after the podcast.
Love it. So now, I think we're very clear on who this is for, problem it's solving, your background, all that stuff is very clear. And I think this goes back to the original thing you wanted to talk about, which is really building your email list, right? Because that's the critical thing where we're going to get these great folks on there. So tell me about what you have going on, where are the challenges, where can I help out? What's going on with that?
Yeah, great. Thank you. So I think, and again, just talking about it really helps, because I think the problem was I was trying to go broad because I was thinking I've currently got an email list of about 100 people. I use Instagram a lot. I've probably got about 2,300 followers or something. And the mindset, which obviously I'm always working on as a mindset coach myself, was kind of, I've got to be broad because I've got a small list and I don't want to alienate people. So I guess the thing I really wanted some help with was I've got a really a small but perfectly formed email list, but I would want to know the best strategies for, growing that list, getting to my target market, getting the right people to get their eyes on my course, because I know it can massively, massively help them.
Okay, so first of all, it's funny that you said that you're worried with your small, tiny list, you don't want to alienate anyone. It's actually the opposite effect, right? You want to speak directly to those people, and the more specific that you can get with your email list, and the more specific your giveaways, and the more specific how you talk to people, like, hey, I know you're a coach, right? That's going to make you small but mighty, right? Versus small but broad. You don't want to be small but broad.
It's so funny that I'm only 5 foot tall. I know that's not relevant to a podcast, but I used to.
Oh, it's extremely relevant.
I had that nickname, so yeah.
Yeah, you could have been 6'2". I had no idea, but I love, and but think about that for a second. Like, would you rather have 100 people on your email list that some are coaches, some are just thinking about starting a business, some have a flower shop, some have a day job, some do this or that? That's gonna be really hard to do anything with, right? But if you had 100 coaches, I mean, picture yourself sitting in or let's say you're speaking at an event and you had 100 female coaches there sitting there waiting to hear about that they're stuck with their money and their income goals, and you're right in front of them. I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yeah.
And so I like that idea of, you want to definitely go after that specific audience, period, and nobody else, right? Which now starts with, with traffic. And it's interesting. You've said what have you done so far with traffic? What hasn't worked? Let's talk about your free giveaway. What have you been doing? And maybe I can help kind of refine it from there.
Great. So I've created a free giveaway, a lead magnet, I suppose you might call it, that is a specific hypnosis audio that is all about removing money mindset, money abundance blocks. So to promote that, I haven't used any strategies like Facebook ads, but I have my own podcast. So I've mentioned it on that and added the link to it. It's in my bio linked bio, I think I use in Instagram. I post in my Instagram stories. Occasionally on Facebook, but that's it really for getting traffic to that. And success-wise, a very, very small handful of people is
okay. So let's see this for a second here. Now, do you know the link offhand to the lead magnet?
I don't off the top of my head.
Actually, here, I'm on your Instagram right now. I'm going to click this link bio. I already see something that we can fix on Instagram in a minute. And then, is it the free audio download here?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so I'm going to go there. So we've got a little lead page here. Cool. Because here's the thing that we do. When we're looking at traffic, and by the way, I'm going to spoil something really bad right now. And you're going to hear this. You're the first person to hear this outside of our team, Victoria, is we are actually going to be working on a brand new epic list building course for beginners. That's going to be amazing that we're working on behind the scenes. In fact, it's entirely mapped out to the whiteboard to my left right now that I'm very excited about. Picture Listapalooza on steroids.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. We're working on that behind the scenes, which made me think about this because one of the key things with building a list is you got to start with the right foundation, which is the giveaway, right? So meaning, what I see a mistake, and I've done this in the past, trust me, before I kind of understood this and it made sense, like a big mistake people make is they'll just kind of do random content strategies and their lead magnet or their giveaway might not exist or it might not be great, right? So what I'm seeing with this is this page, I'm looking at and we'll link this up. I'm going to have my show notes folks link this up too, so they can put this in there too, so people can check this out. I see manifest money with ease, unlock your subconscious mind, and welcome the wealth and desire in your life in abundance. Click here for instant access. This audio will allow you, and then you've got some bullet points there. I see a major issue with this. Do you?
No, but I'm sure there is one.
Fun fact, we can fix it.
Okay, good.
And I'm telling you right now, we can fix. So okay. So that's good. That's kind of good that you don't see the issue to a certain degree, right? It'd be really bad if you're like, I know exactly what the issue is and I'm going to go fix it. So first of all, I think the colors look good. The branding looks good. To me, this has a very feminine look. I think it's good for your market, right? Here's what I don't see. I don't see the word coach. I don't see what we just talked about the challenges that coaches are facing and how this audio is going to help them. Okay. And realize this isn't about redoing your audio necessarily. I haven't listened to it, but I'm saying like this isn't necessarily about redoing what the giveaway is, but it's about how can we take this page here, this lead page that you have right here, manifest money with ease, and turn that into a value statement like you stated before. Like, here's the challenge. You're a coach. You know what I mean? You're a coach, but you're stuck with income, you know what I mean? Or whatever it might be, right? You can write better copy than me with it. But I'm saying like the top needs to be the problem that you're helping people with in your course. And then you've got this free giveaway, right? Because right now, if I'm on here, I don't really understand this. Like, is this for me? Is this not for me? What do you mean about mindset? Is this related to money? I see other things. I'm a little confused. Like, so I think this page just needs to be redone in terms of copy to really just, again, picture that perfect coach. Like if you were to go print this out and hand this to your next one-on-one client, like your favorite client that you like know needs your course, what would it say on there? And it would have to be very clear at the top. Like say like, you know, if you're a coach that's been stuck, you know, not reaching the goals that you know you should with your money, a lot of times it's because of X or mistakes or common things, and I'm gonna help you get you on the right track with this free audit. That was horrible, but you get the idea.
No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I can see now you're talking about it that it doesn't necessarily speak to anyone. It's just general. It could be for anyone. It could be for my neighbor down the road. It could be for the man in the post office. Yeah, I understand. I can see that.
It could be for my 3.5-year-old. It could be for, yeah, exactly. It could be for my mom's dogs. We don't know. Do you know what I mean? And so that, and screaming to that. And also, I would almost add on here too, and not to track from this, but a little bit more about you on there as well. Maybe a tiny bit of a bio that you could get on, and again, you're slightly limited by design on this page, but not too much. Just a little bit like, hey, I help female coaches overcome money. I've been doing this, so one-on-one coaching, your degrees, your cool stuff that you could put in there. I think will add some great social proof.
Cool. Yeah. I didn't even think about doing a bio. Yeah.
Yep. And even your name would be helpful on this page too.
I failed so badly.
No, you have not, because this is, don't think about it like that, because I'm telling you, I just think there's a lot of poor advice out there and different things where people are like, oh, you just throw up a page and do this and that. I mean, you really have to focus, because I know we could sit here and talk traffic until the cows come home. We're going to talk traffic too, but I'm saying we could sit here and we could go through 300 traffic strategies, but that would be like trying to build a house without a blueprint and we don't even own the land yet, right? Like your land needed to be flattened. We needed to knock an old house off. We needed to bring in the contractor. We needed to lay some grit, flatten it or whatever. We need to make it nice because otherwise we can't build a house on it. And so that is the first step, is just kind of reworking this and making it just hyper specific for coaches. So coach, and also result.
Coach and result. Got it.
Yep. And then that's the first thing. So that's kind of like the big thing to do there. And then let's talk about a quick win here on Instagram. And this is something that Lauren Tickner taught me in our Rock Instagram workshop, which I love, which is one of our cool products, one of our workshops, is that she said a big mistake people make on Instagram. And again, this is one of those I thought made perfect sense until Lauren was like, oh, you're wrong, is that I would not have a link bio, that link that you have right there on your Instagram. Instead, you're going to want to send it directly to this lead page. And what I would do is I would take your website and make it cooler. Like, do you have a main website?
Yeah, I do. I have victoriamaskell.com.
So victoriamaskell.com / master money or something.
Okay. And have that hosted on my website then instead of a separate lead page.
Yeah. So, you can host lead pages is fine. I mean, I use Course Cats and Conversion Cats. I've used Lead Pages plenty. People can use whatever. Lead Pages has a easy plugin for your website, which allows you then just to make this a link that you forward it to. So you're not going to have to change anything.
Yeah, I understand. Cool.
So it'll just be that, and then people just go here. Because that's the biggest bang for your buck in terms of real estate on that Instagram bio. Like, meaning, right now I go here, I click it, all right, I'm a frustrated coach. I can book a call. I can do an audio download. I can look at a podcast. There's another lead magnet you have at the bottom. No, let's consolidate to one thing and put all our eggs in that basket.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. The eggs will go in the lead magnet basket.
Right. And that new link, whatever you want to call it, do you know what I mean? Whatever I said Victoria Maskell / money mindset or something, right? That's going to be your new favorite link. You're going to be shouting this from the mountaintops forever. Do you know what I mean? I mean, this is going to be, it should go everywhere. First of all, whatever real estate you have, this is always a great thing when it starts with list building, is that you already have some assets. You've already got your site. You've already got different things, right? This thing needs to be prominent in as many places as possible. Example, easy wins here, Instagram bio, right? Duh. Another one would be in your email signature, right? Grab this free download right here. Here's what it does. Another thing is on your website, which I just clicked on. This should be prominent on your website, at the very least in the top bar there. But I would almost say it should be even more prevalent too. I mean, I would even put it as much as you can get on there, honestly.
Yeah, because it should be the main focus of everything that I'm doing at the moment. And this might sound like a silly question, but is this in the kind of build up to my big course launch? Because obviously one of the ways that I get my one-to-one coaching clients is they book calls through my Instagram. So that link is going to go. Is this just for like a short period of time, or is this because this should be my main focus?
Well, if your goal right now is to build up your email list to at least 500 to 1,000 people so that we can get this course launched, I would make that the focus right now. Now, I'm not saying to neglect any marketing of your one-on-one coaching. I'm not saying that, but I would say that if you really want to focus on list building and let's get you to 500 to 1,000 and get this course launched, I would say you want to really maximize your real estate for a period of time with that.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Drive everything to that.
Yeah, and you can always, like I said, it's not in there forever for the rest of your life. If you ever want to switch it back, that's fine. But let's get your course launched, right? Because then I worry that we'll have the same conversations 4 months from now, right?
Yes. I don't need to get this tattooed on me, but this is the focus for now.
Exactly. It's a temporary tattoo.
Yeah, it's a
temporary tattoo, okay. Right? And so, because if you look at it this way, the way I would set the goals for this is let's get you from 100 to 500. Which I think is a very attainable goal. I mean, let's get you 400 more female coaches on there. And realize, by the way, of that 100, maybe some of them aren't your right target market. That's okay. They might kind of wean off over time. Don't worry about that, right? We just want to focus on the right people. So first, I would set that goal of 500. And yes, exactly. What's going to happen is these people are going to sign up for this. Do you send ongoing emails then to people?
Yeah, I do. I obviously have set emails, and then I send broadcasts as well.
Cool. So obviously once someone joins and downloads this audio, you want to stay in contact with them. Then when you're ready for your launch on your time, right, which is up to you, with your, a video series or however you want to do it, and then leading up to your open cart, just like we teach and create awesome online courses, you're going to bring these people right through it. But we're going to get up to a 500 first.
Okay. That's definitely doable.
Okay, cool. So real estate wise, that's what I do. Now on traffic itself, my philosophy on it, and where I see people get stuck on traffic, is they try to do too many strategies at once. And it's a nightmare. Or they try to do strategies that aren't right for them and their situation. So for example, someone that has, let's just say, $0 to spend tries to do Facebook ads. Right? Doesn't work well. Or someone that's working 24 hours a day on other stuff and they decide that their strategy is going to be guest blogging, but they don't have any time and they're not a good writer. Right? Like there's strategies for everyone, but it's choosing the right ones. Do you know what I mean? There's no, courses are very formulaic, meaning how you create a successful course, but doing it for years, obviously. And, there's a formula for it. There's certain things in business that there's formulas for and things like that. Traffic is one of those things. There's so many different options. It's just more comes down to choosing what's right for you in your situation and not getting distracted by all the other things, because pretty much everything works if you put effort into it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the distraction thing, you see, even on social media, everyone has a different opinion on the best thing to do. And it's so easy to get pulled in different directions.
Right. And next thing you know, you're going to be, signing up for new social media sites that don't exist yet until tomorrow. And it could be all kinds of weirdness, right? So the other thing too is, so my first thing is if we're to lock this down into numbers, and then we can talk about some kind of other traffic strategies too. But one is really nailing down that lead page and making it more awesome and more targeted, right? Duh. Number two is maximizing your real estate that you currently have. So that Instagram bio is an example. Let's just say your email bio, your website, wherever you can. Now, another thing, you've got a podcast. Is that correct?
I certainly have. Yeah.
Now, what do you think I'm going to say with that?
Now, let me think. Maybe mentioning it on the podcast?
Yes. So many shameless plugs that you feel weird about it. No, not really. Not that many, but I mean enough where that should be plugged on every podcast.
Yeah. What I've done is, because I didn't have anything to specifically launch, I did a money mindset episode of my podcast, and I've created an early bird lead page where people who sign up to that will get an exclusive discount to the course when it launches. But I haven't mentioned it every single episode. I've only mentioned it in probably 2 of my episodes. So, right, every episode, mention it.
Yeah, and also, an early bird page, it's okay. I'm telling you right now, your free giveaway will do a lot better.
Yeah, it was, now what's the right way of saying this? No, I don't want to say desperation, but I knew that I was doing the podcast episode and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. And yeah, so that's why I did that.
Yep. But now I would take this new cool page with your new link that you're going to have and just plug the heck out of that. Do you know what I mean? Plug the heck out of that. Because that, again, is just this is going to be like a slow burn, if you will. Like just doing those things, you might be adding now an additional 20, 30 people a week. Do you know what I mean? Like just by doing that on your Instagram and on that and et cetera, on the podcast, you're going to start getting these people to say, oh, you know what? I do want to come in and download that thing and target people towards that. So it's like basically it's literally a funnel effect where you're taking everyone that you can reach and you're pumping them towards one thing.
Yeah, sure. And obviously the kind of, what's the word? Not the promotion of that, but it needs to be still focused on female coaches because there's no point otherwise.
And be clear on that. Like, you know, almost if you were writing a commercial for someone else's website or something like that, right? To a certain degree, like saying like, oh, okay, you know, now if you're a female coach, right? And you can even talk about like, this is something we deal with in our one-on-one sessions and something all the time. One of the biggest things that I see is that, you know, people get stuck when it comes to money. They're not earning what they should. Right? Now, is this about strategies? Well, a lot of people know what to do. Why are they not getting the results? You know, well, it has to do with mindset. Do you know what I mean? And what I put together for you is a very special audio, whatever you want to call it, right? You know, your audio download that's going to get you on the right path to unblocking these problems. This is designed just for female coaches or, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah, make it really clear.
So you know anyone that signs up is a female coach. No one who is not a female coach would sign up for it.
Yeah, because that's
what you want. You don't want someone that's not a female coach to be like, oh, this might be for me.
Yeah, no, it's got to be, oh, I'm a man and I'm not a coach. I'll download. No.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, I'm an optometrist. I'm going to no, you don't want that. Right. So, you know, that just by doing this, it's going to already start to put you in the right spot. Right. Now, I don't like to do, and by the way, you've got some stuff going on Facebook too. What do you have going on Facebook?
It's the classic thing that I didn't want to not have Facebook. So I have obviously a personal page and a business coaching page. I've done a couple of things where I did a Q&A probably 8 weeks, 10 weeks ago, something like that. And I did a Q&A and I basically went live on my Facebook business page and on Instagram because as we know, things don't stay on Instagram. So it was all about mindset tips. Wasn't 100% focused on female coaches, but was 90% focused on female coaches. So I post content. Funnily enough, I listened to your podcast today, and I'm so sorry I've forgotten the girl's name because I'm awful with names, where she was talking about Instagram strategies. And she said, do not copy directly using the little slider button from Instagram. So I'm going to stop that as of now.
Oh, Lauren. Yeah. Gotcha. Yes. Yeah. I mean, you know, and again, this is whatever assets you're currently using. If you're getting some attention there, so for example, on a Facebook Live or whatever, again, that's the opportunity to continue to promote this new lead page, right? And so like that again, say, hey, reminder several times, link it up in the description, link it up in the below. I mean, like just those little things like that are going to make a difference.
Yeah, great. I can do that. I'm planning another Facebook Live actually, so I will make it focused and relevant and keep mentioning this. Got it.
Now we only have a couple minutes left here, but I want to think about like, are you also, because I mean, this should be plenty to keep you busy here. To at least get the foundation going, and then you still have this content that you create. Now, you know, what I would also encourage you to do is go through Listapalooza and create awesome online courses. See if anything also resonates with you of more places now to get that lead page out to, right? To get that place out to. Now that's because that's going to be the key, right? It's like, where else can you get this now? Now, I'm not talking about choosing 10 other strategies. I would think this foundational strategy is going to be key for you. You already created plenty of content. You've got Instagram going. I would maybe consider, based on your time, is there one other strategy that you would consider doing on there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you, I know you touched on it very briefly earlier. Do you recommend Facebook ads? Because in the past, I ran a webinar. I ran it for a very short period of time, but I did sign up a lot of people onto my email list that way. Obviously, Facebook ads cost money. What's your recommendation with that?
100%. I love Facebook ads. You know, they can be tricky. It can be a little stressful, but I can tell you that they also have a massive ROI when done correctly. But here's the thing, because you've said on here that you've done Facebook ads before. It was was a little hit or miss, or you said it was good?
It was good, but I only ran them for a very short period of time. I was driving traffic towards my webinar, so it was more focused on my one-to-one coaching clients. It wasn't focused on the course.
So this will be in the future now. I mean, once you get that foundation set for that lead page, I would definitely try Facebook ads again.
And drive traffic to this lead page. So,
yes, 100%. That's where every single piece of traffic goes to. You're going to write an ad saying, hey, are you a female coach with this problem? Do you know what I mean? Type of thing. Because again, a lot of times that wouldn't have worked on the page as it is in its current form, right? As of today. Because too generic. The page has to be, great before you can want to spend money on it, right? But I would say once you make those edits, you've got something very much strong enough. You've got a clear market. Now I think it comes down to, I would absolutely give Facebook ads a shot again. No doubt in my mind.
Once the foundation is set, that's the next step.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And realize, and then, as you get kind of used to those, as you kind of go towards your launch, you can get a little fancier with that if you want to. I mean, meaning then you can always, promote your videos on there eventually, or your open cart, but you'll have a basis using this. I mean, if it was me and this was my business and I was in your spot, that's what I would do. Period. I mean, I would say, okay, I'm either going to, grit in there and learn it. Maybe I'll get some help. Maybe I'll join some Facebook groups that help with Facebook ads. Maybe I'll hire someone. That doesn't matter. That's all tactical, right? But I'm saying from a macro standpoint of where to go, Facebook ads is a 100% no brainer with this.
Yeah. It's funny. I always think about following my intuition. And the thing that keeps coming back is, I think Facebook ads would be good. I think they'd be good. But, they are a little bit of a minefield. So I think you're so right. Get the foundation sorted. And then I need to investigate doing them properly rather than putting money, just throwing money down the drain, which is not what any business person should be doing.
Right, absolutely. And like a good Facebook group, there's several on them. Emily Hirsch has a good one. You might want to look her up. Emily Hirsch. She's got a really solid Facebook group that helps people with ads, and they've got great free stuff in there. They have paid stuff, but I mean, they have great free stuff too. So, but I would say then that's it. I wouldn't really focus on anything else. Do you know what I mean? And you got to avoid shiny red ball syndrome, right? Because it's going to be, tomorrow you're going to hear about 6 more traffic strategies. And tomorrow, there's going to be all kinds of stuff. You almost have to be like a horse in a horse race, right? That's the way I kind of see it. Like once I know what I should be doing in my business, I have to literally put on horse blinders and just go straight ahead. Because because there's going to be 1,000 distractions. There's going to be someone, you might accidentally see an article tomorrow that says Facebook ads are the worst. Never do Facebook ads. You might see something weird tomorrow that says email's dead. Never do email, right? You might see something that says never give away something in return for email. I don't know what's out there. Who gives a crap? Do you know what I mean? Just focus on these strategies, and I guarantee you, you will get that list up to 500, and then you've got some momentum going where you can then, do this course. You can launch that, and we can kind of go from there.
Amazing. Thank you. Now, can I just ask a very quick question that's probably how long is a piece of string? What kind of time frame do you think someone following these strategies can go from a list of 100 to 500 in?
I wish I had a great answer for you on that one. You know what I mean? Because if I had one, I'd give it to you. Do you know what I mean? If I could say that this could be done, I got to tell you this. Why don't you do it and tell me how long it takes you?
I love that. I will do that.
I know that sounds crazy, but then the next person that asks, I can say, guess what Victoria did? She did that, because I would love to say it's going to be 30 days. I would love to say it's going to be 60 days. I think it's going to be less, in that range. Do you know what I mean? Like the 30 to, but it could be a little longer. I don't want to give you false information, but I do know that if you stay the course, it will get there sooner than you can imagine. But I would love to hear how long it takes you.
That's great. Like, I feel like I'm a case study now. I'm going to do this and I'm going to report back on how long it takes.
Done and done. Done and done. So I think we've got a great game plan today. What do you think?
Oh, I am so grateful. I feel really focused. I know what I've been doing wrong, and I've got I've got a game plan. So thank you so much.
You are very welcome, Victoria. And now on the way out here, as we wrap up, we'll link up your website. Is there any other places we should link up for folks just if they want to check you out? And they can, number one, see what you're up to. Number two, also, I think, people that are listening to this are probably going to want to check on your progress, see where things are going as they watch over time too. Is a good spot we want to send people?
I suppose the main place I hang out is Instagram. So I use my Instagram stories a lot. Do you know roughly when this will be going up? So I can think about maybe posting in my stories with little updates.
Yes, I can say that without a doubt, 100%, this will be up 1 week from today.
Amazing. Oh, yes. I remember you saying you have an amazing company that deals with all the editing and
Yes, they will like that they get a shameless plug right there. Yes, we do that. I like to, with my podcast, I like to batch a little bit, but I don't like to get too far out where I say, hey, Victoria, thanks for doing our interview. It's going to air in 3 years.
By then, my list is going to be huge. So
that's exactly. We're going to, by that point, we'll send a Rolls Royce to get, your chauffeur will be coming down. We'll have a whole thing. We'll have a party, right?
Yeah. A gold carpet, not a red carpet, a gold carpet.
A gold carpet. We're going to roll out the gold carpet for you. So, well, thank you, Victoria. This has been great. Thank you for being so open. Great questions. And not only do I think this is going to help you, I think this is going to help also a lot of other people listening that might be in the same spot or might be having the same challenges. And just wish you the best of luck. You're going to keep me posted, and maybe we can do an update at some point and see where you're at then.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you so much, David. This has been amazing. And as you said, I hope it helps anyone else who's in the same situation as me.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, that was, she is a rock star, and is only going to be getting better with all this. And she's got a great game plan here moving forward. And I hope you picked up some insights as well. And I've noticed when we do what I call these coaching episodes of the Rise to Top podcast, I love hearing from you guys. I always get emails. You can always email me at david@therisetotop.com, and people saying, oh my God, this really helped me, or this helped shift a mindset or a strategy or a tactic. I always love hearing from you guys. Fire me an email anytime at david@therisetotop.com. Now, on the way out, I've got 2 links for you. 1, if you're not subscribed up to the podcast, what the heck is wrong with you? Are you serious right now? Let's get subscribed. Go to therisetotop.com/subscribe. You'll see all the options on there, iTunes, all that kind of good stuff, email, Facebook Messenger. Subscribe in any way you want. Subscribe in multiple ways. You'll get a new episode every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Central of the Rise to Top podcast. We've got advice and tips. We've got success stories. We've got coaching. We've got everything in between, also going behind the scenes in my business. So a wide variety of episodes will come your way on the Rise to the Top podcast. Now, also, if you are interested in learning and implementing and want to know what does it take to create a successful online course and you're ready to begin that journey, I would highly recommend my free training at createawesomeonlinecourses.com. So sign up for that free training, select a time that works for you, watch that free training, and that's going to get you on the right path to success at createawesomeonlinecourses.com. All right, my friends, I will see you next time. This has been David Siteman Garland here on the Rise to Top podcast. And remember, if you want some fluff, you know what to do. Go pet a bunny.
I'm a beaver. I was it to Daddy. All the way to the top. Bye-bye.